Hello everyone, my name is Gramith and I am back here in M.A.V. in what I am calling Game Changer. What this is I'm going to be going through the updates of M.A.V. as they release them. Kind of a little challenge to myself to be able to make the videos every week, or every time they put up an update. It could be every week, every other week, or whenever they put them out, I'm going to make a video on it to give the basics to anyone coming new, and hopefully, give some traffic over to those guys on the M.A.V Studios site so that you can get a more in-depth version of what I'm saying. Maybe look at the notes yourself, understand them a little bit better than how I'm describing them. I'm giving the basics on it because that's kind of what I understand more of, is putting it in basics so that other people understand. Now, before we get into this, I just want to say a couple things. Firstly, I want to thank M.A.V Studios. They've been sharing my videos that I make on their game on their Facebook page. And I appreciate that because I am basically a nobody online, and them taking the time to watch my videos, like them enough to share them on their page, it means a lot to me. It's kind of like the best part of my day is, I go on Facebook and I see M.A.V Studios shared, and then, not shared, posted the video followed by their comment on it, and it makes me feel good that the studio is paying attention to someone like me who basically just is making a video on their game and no one really pays attention to. It makes me feel good. It's a great thing to see at the end of the day, and I'm going to keep making the videos because not for that reason of them sharing the videos and getting me some more people to watch them, but because I enjoy the game, I enjoy the updates, and I look back at my other videos and look back and say, this is what the game was when I started, this is the game now that where I'm at. So that's what I'm going to be doing with this, so that's why I'm calling it Game Changer. I've mulled over the idea of the name for a couple weeks now, and this is what I came up with. And I don't like it. The next thing I want to thank is Legacy Elite 84. On all my videos of M.A.V that have been shared so far, he's been on them, and he's been saying, here's some advice on what I have done, here's some advice on what you missed, here's some of the stuff that you can put in. He's been giving very useful advice. He's been giving very useful information on the videos I make. And again, I want to thank him. I appreciate them taking the time to watch my videos and say, this is what you missed. This is what X does that you didn't explain that well. Like the last one, he explained firing delay, which was great because I don't know if any of you watched my last one. I kind of stumbled on what firing delay was. So that was pretty cool for them to sit there and explain what the firing delay does. So that was pretty cool. I appreciate that. Now, without much further ado, this is a new update. They added a commander role to the game, which is perfect for siege mode, which is what we're going to be playing in right now, which I didn't show off yet. I don't think. I don't remember. It's been a while since I actually made a video, so we're going to do an auto-generate until we get something a little bit heavier, but not that slow. So let's try and get a two-legged, okay, like that. Let's take off. Oh, what should we take off? Nah, I don't like that one. Those are cool, the flamethrowers. They're too slow. No, we'll just use a hover. Let's see if I can get a little bit lighter parts on here, because I want to add the part that you need in order to use the commander role, which is the comm systems. Now what you do is you equip the comms part onto your M.A.V, and another thing I want to get into real quick is one thing that Legacy Elite mentioned in the last video is why it is certain parts go to where they are going when I click them on the menu. That's because they go towards where the last click was. So say I click on, one second. Yeah. Say I click on a part, like I have it zoomed out all the way over here. I click on a part right here. The part will go right here. Or say, I'm in the standard zoom, which is for this was here, and I click on a part while I'm a part down here in a general list, not in a specified list. The part would go here. So it makes sense in a way. It's where you clicked on it that it'll go to, but at the same time, it's a little bit of a nuisance. But it's kind of easy to work around. I mean, now that I know the information, I can put my mouse click somewhere easier to see. You're not on this, I don't think. Didn't think so. Alright. None of you were connected. I'm still trying to find the generator. Ah, you're that. I can't... Oh, I don't think there was a generator on here. You know what? It's going to auto-generate some more stuff. Uh-oh. I'm honestly not sure what it is doing. Oh, it's auto-generating everything that was connected to it. So all those weapons are going to be floating for a minute. Alrighty then. Well, that's something new I didn't know would happen. Alright, well, I'll try and delete all these weapons that I had. There we go, I think I got them all. Let's take off a shield. There's the generator. I need that, I have that. I have that much weight on here. Great stuff to be looking at right now is to look at your weight on all that fun. So we're going to do this, we're going to do our light thing. And as you see, I clicked and it went over to where I clicked last. Put that there. That is a horrible place to put that. I'm going to put that back there. That's not where that red line dot was. Oh, come on. There you go. Rotate you a bit. There we go. So this is the M.A.V. I'm going to be using. It does not look like these weapons are attached. They were not. Every time something new on this game. I'm just gonna build this so horribly made because this is just gonna be for testing out stuff. Every time I play this game, there's always something new that I find. Alright. So the weapon groupings. It's kind of good that I'm making this kind of long range, that this is what the random generate made up. Because then I can show off. Why do I feel like... Oh no, you're a machine gun. Alright. I can show off some of that stuff. Paints. And I'm hoping for Christmas they put out some sort of Christmas themed paint, you know, like a snowflake or something. I would do that. Now, another thing that came out with this update are the new levels of No Man's Pass and a surprise new level of Outpost Alpha, which I want to try Alpha V2, I want to say. I'm not going to show them off. I'm going to post the screenshots right about now. This is going to be one screenshot of No Man's Pass V2 and one of Outpost Alpha V2. If you want those, you can download the game, actually. There's actually a demo, which I will put the link to the blog that they posted on this update in the description below, like I usually do. I usually put all my links down there. And I'll put a box up here just to remind you. But, you know, you can actually download a demo of this game on their site. You just have to create a BombDogs2's account. I'm actually going to be using a controller for this one. If I can get up here close enough, if you can hear it. Controller. Alright, so we're in siege mode. Whoa, spinning fast. I'm trying to find... There's my comm link up there. Now, how do I... One problem is, I did not look at multiple things. I didn't look at my key buttons to see what I have set for anything. Whoop, that was escape. Okay, so we're going to take a quick look at the key bindings, because that's another thing that Legacy Elite mentioned in the last video is key bindings. So we're actually going to check those out real quick. This map will stay here, thankfully. This map will stay. So we'll go to key bindings. See what we can figure out on this. Alright, controls, let's see. Okay, all those. Normal, fire. Next, camera. Map, health, joystick button 3. Which one's 3? I think that's Y. You know what? Forget it. We're just going to be using my mouse and keyboard. So activate auxiliary, I'm assuming is going to be what we need to activate, which will be R. So back in here, siege mode, learning experience. Here we go. It's also late at night. It's like midnight on December 5th. Actually, it's let's see. It's actually 12:30 on December 5th, and my phone is also freaking out. Everything around me is freaking out since I got home. Oh, okay, that's right. So, R is supposed to be the uplink. Did it not attach after all that? No, it attached. Alright. That little circle around me is my uplink. That will show me when there's a MAV in the area. Not much of a... it's useful. I'm sure with the other comp systems, the range is upgraded. And actually, after this quick siege match against the AIs, I will go and look into that and go see for myself if that happens. You know, you can actually look at the stats and it'll say, it should say, an upgrade, the range for this. Okay, well, let's try out 2 ways with this. Probably not going to reach. I will notice that this sniper stability on this is actually pretty good. Wow. Wow, actually there's not much recoil from firing those. Alright, sometimes I should worry about him first, because being hexapod, they can take a lot of damage, dish out a lot of damage as well, and I can't tell if it's set for close range, the way it's moving. Hasn't fired yet. Keep hammering on it. Should be fun. Ooh, there's something coming to my left, I think. I can't tell if that's a teammate or if that's an enemy MAV. Actually, it looks like a teammate the way it's moving. But to check, hit M and look, and it's actually a teammate. That's what the bonus of having this is. And hit M again, see how he's not in my area now? Now he's completely gone off my radar. I can't see him on there. But if I move forward just enough to catch him in there, I can actually see him back on my team again. Keep good tabs on him. So it's a great kind of Overwatch kind of system. It'd probably be better as a scout type. You know, set up yourself as a hover legs or wheels, and drive around and keep watch on not only your teammates but keep watch on where people are. Because you can also give, while you're in here, tactical location. You can say, you know, enemy MAV unit at F4, and your whole team now knows, you know, F4 is there's a MAV unit. You can, you know, as a scout, knowing that you can move fast, you can give them information like biped, hexapod, tank. Being commander in the game is very useful. You have a big role. You're not out, you know, you're not supposed to technically be out, you know, fighting against people at close range. You're supposed to be the person that relays the information, which is what most commanders do when they're playing as commanders. I know whenever I played commander, I always I'll build a really quick type that has some defense to it. This one moves pretty. This biped actually moves pretty quickly. It would be actually a pretty decent commander for movement. But you move in, you find out where everyone's hiding, and then you get out of there as quickly as you can. Sniper units are great for him. Sniper weapons are great for him because you can use your information on a, you know, wider range to kind of get a bead on where people are going, where people are. So actually I dislodged him, so we're going to go on the map real quick, and as you can see there's a red dot showing where he is. So now I can see him. He also has no weapons, so right now borderline useless. That is the bonus of using this. So you can see with the red dot right there, he actually ran out of ammo on those. Oh, I have some sniper ammo at least. Yep, and the game was over because they took out the other MAV and there was no other units to take over to defend the other base. But that was also siege mode. You go over there, you take the base. If no one's there, you win, or you destroy the whole enemy team. It's like a one life kind of search and destroy almost. So that's that kind of thing, which is pretty cool. That was siege mode, and that was also the comp system in action as a commander. I accidentally hit escape too much, so we're going to go back into siege mode to go to the garage, look at the other comm systems, and then I'm going to end it, and we're going to call it a cool day. And this will be the update. Now, let's see, let's go down here, go to comm systems. Now, there's also deployment systems, which is these uplinks. These are the deployment systems that scouts will be using if you have an actual team like built up with commander and then scout units, or even just general units that will have some scout parts on it. These uplinks will add to the uplink area of your commander. So if your commander gets into the range of one of these uplinks, that that little bubble that was around me on the map, these uplinks will activate and will actually increase the size of the comm radius. Now, it actually doesn't show on here if there's an increase to the area of this. I can assume. I mean, I'm hoping they add some details over here about what the area of effect is for the comm stats. I'm assuming these numbers here are your range, the 600, 800, and 450. I used the 450. So actually, because this is a test, we're doing some test ideas. We're going over some things. Let's delete that comm system. Let's add a bigger comm system, and let's go with the 600. Alright, 600. You go there. Rotate you. Alright. Turn that off. Now, just to prove or show this clicking, where you click goes off. Remember, I clicked over here, it spawned over here. Let's go over to, whoops, auxiliary deployment. Let's go with we can go with medium actually, because medium state. So I clicked there, and that's where it spawned. So that kind of just like proves that that's what it does. So since we're not actually going to be looking for damage, we're going to put it right there. Remember, R is auxiliary. This is an auxiliary thing. So we're going to deploy this unit again, because it did fairly well the last time. I believe I just saw a weapon I didn't have equipped. Hold on. Oh, you're equipped, you're equipped, you're equipped. I did not. I'm seeing things. Alright then. Deploy. So go in here. Back to Creator Arena, which is where I test all my stuff. Not sure why. I think it's just because it's the map my computer can actually load. So let's go to M. Oh yeah, wow. So the number next to the part name it tells you the range of your uplink. So now that we have this uplink auxiliary, let's push R to put that there. Let's see, did I put it down? I have a reloading on it. I think it increased my range. Yeah, if you can see, the bubble is kind of extending a little bit on the bottom. I can't exactly point on my screen, but I'll try and maybe circle it and edit. But as you can see, I'm starting to get away from that range, but that is still a range. I have that range over there, so I can still see people over there, which is great. In siege mode, you can see when someone's coming to your base. You can say, guys, there's a guy at base. You might want to go check it out, and you can relay that information. There is someone out there. But yeah, it seems like that is the case with the number next to the part name for the I'm trying to say the comm system. It is indicative of the range, so that's pretty useful information. Oh, I think one of the sniper rifles disconnected when I put one of the parts on. Okay then, it's fine. It looks like there's a hover unit back behind that rock again. We'll see. Doesn't look like it's, nope, still there. But yeah, that is the case. That number again shows the range of your uplink. You also have your auxiliary, which will give you it'll increase your range. Yeah, it's connected to one of the rifles. Alright. Going a little less weaponry in this one. Now, what I think would be more useful is if you can, not exactly sure how they would be able to throw that in there, but if you can tell your AI units go to A1 and they can go there, that'd be pretty cool, since I usually play solo. I'm not very good at multiplayer. I did, I think, a couple multiplayer matches last week on this. Didn't record it, but I played a couple matches to get into some community game nights, and I got completely just destroyed. I'm more of a solo player, as this shows from me enjoying doing this kind of thing. Ooh, what is that over there? That's a rock. If I go to map, I should have, yeah, I have 2 uplinks. And as long as I stay in the area of this one, it will tell me if anyone's there. Now I'm wondering if by let's see, by continuous, if I keep adding ones to the end of the map of the bubble, if it'll stay there. I wish the enemy AI was a little bit smarter and try and go around me so I can see if they can get there, but it looks like the map is continuing from where my last deployment was. Nothing yet, nothing yet. This is actually going to be a really good test of where I can see things. I like that. I like that things are working in my favor. Whoop, there we go, see? Showed up right in the map. I can, if I was online with people, I could tell them, you know, go to C6. I'm not sure exactly how to get to that, but that's what you can do. You can say go to C6, and then they will go to C6. Now we've only destroyed 1 unit, so this is not the only unit out here. Which means I'm going to rush it like a dink and see what happens. Whoop, it moved. Alright. This is going to be a relatively quick battle. Not sure where the other M.A.V went. My teammates went. Oh. Come on, sniper rifles. Oh, he's dead. Oh, that was all of them. I killed 2 people. So that was the update. Those were the that was the commander role, which is pretty cool. Again, as a commander, your job is to tell people where things are. You are the guy that relays the information from the scouts who put out the deployables, which we also tested in this one, which are pretty damn cool. I like those. One thing I could suggest to Bomb Dog with this kind of update is to maybe add more in-depth details on the comm systems and the uplinks. Yeah, even like maybe add uplink range would be a great thing for these kind of things. You know, the range of your comm set would be great for this. That's kind of just my suggestion. I think it would be pretty cool. You know, they threw that in so you had the information go ahead. You know, maybe compare parts. I saw in one of the comments sections of their Facebook post, you know, throw in a part comparison thing, which I think would be really cool. It would make looking at parts a lot easier, and maybe adding like the range of the comm systems and uplink systems to tell you, you know, where the range is going to be. Because as you saw, I kind of guessed on maybe the number next to the part was the indicator on the range. It turned out to be correct, but again, that was kind of like I had to assume that before I got to that kind of information. So now, if I could suggest anything, add that. That's pretty cool though, that the comm system works really well. I really like the fact that I can play as a commander again and use the information from my teammates out on the field during siege mode, maybe even during like deathmatch, what's it called? Arena mode, sorry. During arena mode to see, you know, where the enemies are, how my teammates are doing. You know, maybe give them information like, oh no, you've got a guy behind you, you know, that kind of thing. So there's some little, you know, great parts about this. You know, some downsides, you know, again with the range. But other than that, really great. I love the fact that commanders are in this again, in this kind of game. I love the fact that I can sit there and look at the map and play very defensively as a commander, very tactically. You can set up a nice strategy with it. You can do all that kind of stuff, which is really cool. I really like that. The crosshairs being upgraded, I'm assuming they're for missiles and howitzers because that's what it says on the blog. That's kind of a thing I'm going to... You know what? We might as well check it. Let's just auto-generate something else. Nope. 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 What is this abomination? What even is this? Does it have everything I need? Oh my god, it has everything. All these parts are attached. This spacer is here. If someone shot this spacer, this whole thing is going down. In fact, I'm saving it as an abomination. Oh. That's what we're calling this. I'm saving this for later because that is just funny. Oh, I love auto-generate sometimes. But, yeah, let's see if we can get something with a missile on it. Howitzers. This will work. I'll just throw on... Oh, look at that. There's missiles. Or rockets, rather. All we need is a Howie. Part. Not sure why it's taking a little bit of a while to load. It might just be my system overheating a bit. Oh, Howitzer, let's go with you. Whoop. Didn't mean to rotate you. Actually, you know what? Now that I have this selected, let's try this. Ah, see, so if you hold Shift and W, you can do that. Shift and A does that. So there you go. That is a very good way of how to change weapon parts like that. So let's go with the howitzer here. Rockets there. You there. Another rocket there. Snipers all on one because I like to hit with a lot of things at once really, really hard. And for group 3, let's throw a rocket as the camera so we can see exactly what the range indicators are on that. This is going to be the same setup as this. Okay, let's deploy this. Let's see if the advanced crosshairs actually show up on the game. The other thing they added, I think I already mentioned that, the 2 new levels. And I mentioned the demo. Now I'm just kind of talking to myself to kind of keep myself going. It's been a long day. And, oh, wow. Actually, you can already see it. Over in the top right corner right now, in the miniature camera mode view, you can see there's a range indicator. Looks about the range of which I'm going to hit whatever it is I'm aiming at. Alright, this is snipers, missiles, howitzer, snipers, missiles. Alright, let's go camera mode. Alright, that's the range on the Howies. Range on missiles. That's actually really, seems to be really accurate. Alright. Cool, so that's the detailed information. Right now it's for howitzers and rocket launchers, which is, pretty awesome considering howitzers and rockets are very, very reliant on what is that thing coming at me. What even is that? What did random generation create? Well, yep, see? No one. Oh no, I have no commanders. I have got to see this M.A.V. in close range to see what it is it looks like. Because it looks like random generation created another abomination. But anyway, back to what I was saying. The howitzers and rocket launchers are very reliant on your information on the bullet distance, travel times, and the range as they do drop. They will drop out of the sky really quickly. So it's really nice to know that kind of information. You can see where the rockets will fall or explode. You can see how far of a range you have on the howitzers. So that's pretty cool. I want to see where did this abomination go? I want to see this thing get close to me. Please show up. Where are you? See, now I'm starting to wish I had a commander. There you are. That looks like it's relying on a spacer. Well, time to nuke it. Maybe. Yep. Oh my god, that spacer. I love spacer abominations. Ooh. Snipers. Where are you going? What even is that? Random generator, what have you done? I'm gonna kill it before it can lay eggs. Wow, that spacer is holding up pretty well. Nope, not anymore. Alright, no more abomination. Alright, that's the update. The links to the studio website and their Facebook page are in the description below. If you like this video, like, comment, share it, maybe even subscribe. I have a lot more of these videos coming. The more they update, the more I make these videos, the more I keep people informed on the basics of it. And I want to wish you all a nice day, and, peace out.